And what a night. Massive news this evening for Chelsea fans, and they're on the verge of a record signing. Diego Costa has not travelled to China with the club, and they've agreed a huge deal with Real Madrid for the transfer of Alvaro Morata. The full story on that coming up. Also on the way, after he broke the transfer record for a defender, we hear what the Manchester City signing Kyle Walker has to say about his £50 million price tag. And that's on the day that Manchester City look set to sign another right-back. We'll hear from Pep on a potential £26.5 million signing. Could Anthony Martial be on his way out of Manchester United? And we'll be hearing from a former Liverpool legend as one of the new signings scores on his debut.
Yeah, Jim, moving across the sky pad, we will kick off with this big deal involving Chelsea. Confirmation that an agreement has been reached with Real Madrid for Alvaro Morata. The fee believed to be around £70 million. He will now undergo a medical in London. Our Sky colleagues in Italy say that he is expected to sign a 5-year deal. He was a player wanted by Manchester United, but they signed Romelu Lukaku from Everton. This hasn't yet been signed and sealed, but Chelsea, Jim, on the verge of sealing this big transfer.
Brian, thanks very much indeed. Well, we know just how valuable Diego Costa was for Chelsea last season, and they will hope that Morata can make as big an impact. This is how Morata and Costa compare last season. Now, Morata played fewer games than his fellow Spanish international and scored fewer goals, but his goals-to-minutes ratio was a heck of a lot better. He was on target every 89 minutes compared to Costa, who was closer to a goal every 2 games. Morata's conversion rate was also significantly better, with both providing some assists for their teammates. Well, we know Morata has tough competition at Real Madrid with Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale and Karim Benzema, but the 24-year-old has still managed to make his mark, scoring 20 goals for the club as they went on to win La Liga. And have a look at this. When it comes to goals scored per 90 minutes, Morata is ahead of his teammate Ronaldo and averages more than a goal every game. Lionel Messi tops that list of La Liga players. The fee of £70 million would make Morata this summer's second most expensive signing by a Premier League club. Of course, only Romelu Lukaku's move to Manchester United carried a bigger fee.
Well, it's another player now leaving Madrid, seemingly for the Premier League. Manchester City close to signing Danilo. He would be the club's second right-back in a week after Kyle Walker joined from Tottenham. The fee around £26 million, 26.5 to be precise. City's manager was asked about him a few hours ago.
We have many, not a few options for people. Players is coming, but until the deal is not done, so for respect for the other clubs, I cannot say absolutely anything. But it's one option that we have. We are talking with not too much players, but with 3-4 players to try, is it possible to come to join us for the not only the next season, for the next 3, 4 or 5 years, because all of them, they are so young players. So we need that, refresh in the spirit and new players. It's good for them, for old players like Vincent, especially guys like they are legends like Vincent and the other ones here in that club. It's going to help us to rebuild a little bit more that club, and we'll see.
Well, Guardiola stressed once again that Sergio Aguero would remain at Manchester City. He's consistently said that they don't want to sell him. We told you on Monday that Chelsea were interested in Aguero. He's also said that goalkeeper Claudio Bravo will remain at the club next season, saying they're not actively pursuing another keeper. City's manager also asked about Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal.
Alexis is a player from Arsenal, so Arsene said that is because he knows more than me. We have 2 really good strikers with Sergio and Gabriel. So in that terms, in that position, we are good.
Is there any way that Sergio could leave at all this summer? or is he going to be playing next season at Manchester
You know
City?
my opinion about Sergio.
No, but obviously we have to ask you because
You know my opinion about Sergio. I said many times last season, it didn't change absolutely any word about what I said. He's our player, and he'll remain here.
Now, moving along to what would surely be the biggest transfer of this summer. Paris Saint-Germain held talks over Neymar from Barcelona, but they have, we understand, yet to meet that buyout clause of nearly £200 million. There are reports that PSG's players expect him to join, but our Spanish football expert, Guillem Balaguer, says that Neymar's dad has told Barcelona his son doesn't want him to go. Barcelona convinced that all this talk is nothing more than transfer mind games. With 43 days to go, watch and wait. To a Liverpool transfer target now. RB Leipzig say that they have rejected an offer worth around £66 million for Nabi Keita. Leipzig haven't revealed the bidding club, but we reported this week that Liverpool are expected to make a third bid for the midfielder. In terms of Manchester United, big questions, of course, whether Anthony Martial could be on his way out. Our colleagues at Sky in Italy say that there is interest from Inter Milan, but they believe that United are not willing to sell him in this window. Martial's cousin has confirmed on social media the interest from Inter, but he says that Martial's head is in Manchester and he remains focused very much on their pre-season preparations. Big old stretch over here to Manchester United targets. Ivan Perisic, he's in China just now for Inter Milan's pre-season tour. The two clubs yet to agree a fee. The big question tonight, of course, will that compromise be reached? Could we yet be seeing something of pre-season posturing here? Very much a case of watching this space. So those, the big deals under discussion. In terms of other deals, to a player on his way into this club, Liverpool, Hull City left back Andy Robertson. He's due to have a medical tomorrow, we understand. We're told a fee of up to £10 million has been agreed. That includes add-ons. Liverpool's manager was asked about transfers by Vinnie O'Connor after their match in the Premier League Asia Trophy.
In terms of adding to your squad, we understand that Andrew Robertson is due for a medical with Liverpool. What is the situation as regards that and possibly Kevin Stewart going the other way?
Yeah, immediately in the moment when somebody tells me I can talk to you about transfers, I do it. So far nobody said something to me or anything, so we have to wait. Does
that then go for Keita as well then? Because Leipzig say that they've rejected a bid.
Yeah, okay. Aye.
Fantastic. West Ham, they are expected to sign Javier Hernandez in a matter of days. He has a £13 million release clause in his contract at Bayer Leverkusen. He almost joins at West Ham when he left Manchester United 2 years ago. We're told very much wants to come back to the Premier League. Now, in terms of Everton, as we've been reporting, Ross Barkley, he's out for a month, isn't he, in terms of what's happening with him after that hernia operation. Sky sources telling us earlier that Barkley has not demanded to become Tottenham's highest paid player. It's understood Tottenham are interested in Barkley but unwilling to meet Everton's valuation. Sources close to Barkley have told us that contrary to some reports, he hasn't asked for £150,000 a week. That would have made him Tottenham's highest paid player. He still stays in that shirt. Very much a case there of watching and seeing. Now Jim, need a stepladder and a diet to get to Bournemouth. We will try. I tried this in rehearsal. I always struggle with that club. There we go. Bournemouth. Sky sources have told us that they have rejected a loan bid from Toulouse for their winger, Max Gradel. We're told he remains an important part of Eddie Howe's plans for next season. Gradel scored in pre-season on Saturday, so plenty, Jim, going on.
Brian, there is indeed. Good job, Brian Swanson at the Sky Pad. Now, Kyle Walker has told us that he is not bothered about the price that Manchester City paid Tottenham for him. The defender has been speaking to us at an e-sports event with Manchester City touring the United States. He moved, of course, in a £58 million deal and will face his old club in a pre-season friendly next week. And that's live on Sky Sports.
It's out of my hands, you know, it's whatever the two clubs decided to pay, then, you know, that's nothing to do with me. I've just got to concentrate on what got me here, keep playing the football that I was playing at Tottenham, you know, keep wanting to learn, keep being enthusiastic, showing the desire on the field to, you know, go and win trophies, which I've came here for, and, you know, to win games, which is the most important thing.
Play Spurs one of your first games, what would that be like?
It's typical. When I went to Aston Villa on loan from Tottenham, you know, my first game was against Sheffield United. So it's typical, as I said before, you know, football is a strange game and you never know what's around the corner. It'll be good to see them. I kind of spoke, I spoke to my parents about it, and probably it's a good way that I play him in a neutral ground where, it takes a little bit of the spice off of it, and then, come the season, it's business time, and I'm trying to collect the 3 points.
Here's the thing, there's set to be fierce competition for places at Manchester City, and Walker might already have a bit of a tough battle on his hands to fight for his place in Pep's side, with the club close tonight to signing Real Madrid's Danilo. Let's take a look at how these two compared then last season, and that Walker played almost twice as many games as Danilo. But Danilo, we understand, poised to join up. So keep a very close watch on that for you. Now, some deals have already gone through today. Newcastle have signed Jacob Murphy from Norwich, and that is a fee that could eventually rise to as much as £12 million. Now, Murphy trained with his new teammates this morning for the very first time. Newcastle also hope to announce the signing of Javier Manquillo from Atletico Madrid, and that one should go through sometime in the next 24 hours. So, he's a huge fan, and this is why he could be so valuable for Newcastle. Last season, the winger completed 70 take-ons for Norwich, 32 more than any other Newcastle players. So he seems to be a welcome addition. So Newcastle, the short and the tall of it is tonight, they have very much got their man. And there's nobody happier about it than the player himself. Let's check this out tonight on Twitter, because Jacob Murphy has been taking to Twitter. I like that. He posted this video on Twitter, which was then retweeted by the club. He says, "What a feeling. Delighted to sign for Newcastle United. Can't wait to get started. Thank you for all your messages. Hashtag NUFC. Well, he's a lifelong massive Newcastle fan, and that's despite being born in London. He has a twin brother, and their parents are from the northeast, and his dream has always been to play for Newcastle United. And he's got his wish. Now, Leicester have signed goalkeeper Edin Jakupovic for an undisclosed fee from Hull. This is a 3-year deal. The goalkeeper was Hull's longest-serving player after joining in July 2012 following a successful trial at the end of the 2011-12 season. He went on to make 55 appearances for the club. Wojciech Szczesny has tonight signed for Juventus for £13.5 million. Now, Szczesny, he's been on loan, of course, at Roma from Arsenal for the last 2 seasons. He signed a 4-year deal with the Italian champions. Great move for him. We mentioned earlier on, Andrew Robertson will have a medical ahead of his move to Liverpool from Hull. He will become Jurgen Klopp's 3rd signing this summer, along with Mohamed Salah and Dominic Solanke. Now, Salah and Solanke both played for Liverpool as they beat Crystal Palace 2-0 earlier on today, with Solanke, in fact, getting the first goal. The skipper, Jordan Henderson, was impressed with how they played and thinks Solanke should be pushing to get into Klopp's side.
Mo's been brilliant since he's come in. First half, like you see, he was running backwards, forwards, getting the ball back for us, and then causing havoc up the other end. And then obviously Dom has been brilliant in training and showed just what he's all about when he's come on and got a good goal for us.
Had you seen a lot of him before, Dominic Solanke, around England setups?
Yeah, a little bit. Just in the England games and stuff that I've seen. Looks as though he can get a goal, which is always helpful. So yeah, he's been very good in training, seems like a good lad, and he's been working really hard, and I'm sure he'll be pushing to try and get in the team.
Let's get back to tonight's big transfer story. Big is massive. Chelsea are on the verge of signing Alvaro Morata from Real Madrid tonight. He'll cost the Premier League champions around £70 million, and he will sign a bumper 5-year deal. Well, this story has been developing throughout the day. Just before 5 o'clock, Sky sources were telling us that Chelsea had agreed a deal with Real Madrid, and then around an hour ago, both clubs confirmed the news to us. In an official statement tonight, Real Madrid have said their goodbyes, and they've shown their appreciation of Morata, perhaps words that will encourage Chelsea. Real Madrid have said this tonight: the club wishes to express its thanks for the dedication, professionalism and exemplary conduct displayed by the player over the years, spanning his time in our academy right through to his spell as a member of the first-team squad. This is, of course, a transfer story that began in the early part of the summer. It appeared that Manchester United were leading the chase for Morata, with Chelsea keen on signing Romelu Lukaku. But 2 weeks ago, United agreed a deal for Lukaku, and that upset Chelsea and Morata. But now it seems a solution's been found that suits all parties. Morata tonight on his way to Stamford Bridge. Morata, Lukaku, Alexander Lacazette, Mo Salah. It seems all of last season's top 7 are spending big, notably on forwards. That's all except for Tottenham, who are yet to sign anyone this summer. Once the deal is completed, Chelsea will overtake United as a team to spend the most in this window. The £70 million spent on Morata will make him the most expensive player in Chelsea's history, surpassing Fernando Torres. Tammy Bakayoko and Antonio Rudiger also make up the top 4. They are also summer arrivals. And a bit more now in Manchester City, and just 5 days after paying a world record transfer fee for a defender, it looks like they are set to sign another player in the same position. The deal to take Real Madrid defender Danilo to City isn't done yet, but it's mightily close. We understand that they will pay a straight fee of £26.5 million for the right-back, who's set to provide competition, of course, for Kyle Walker. So City are spending nearly £30 million on a player who started less than half of Real Madrid's matches last season. He played a total of 25 games, scoring 1 and making 3 assists. Danilo also made 66 tackles, 58 clearances, and he completed 43% of his dribbles attempted. Danilo would become City's 4th signing of the summer. He's 26. He'd continue Guardiola's trend of replacing outgoing veteran players with younger options. The players he's signed have an average age of just 24. The average fee, though, is £42.5 million. Now, that is in stark contrast to the players who have left the club. The average age of the players who have left is 30, with several leaving on free transfers. The average fee is just over £3 million. Let's get to our interview with the most expensive defender in the world, who could be in direct competition with Danilo. And Kyle Walker, he's told us that he's not worried about the £50 million price tag that City paid Tottenham for him. Walker is on City's pre-season tour in the States. He's been speaking to us at a club esports event.
It's like your first day of school, where I've been at, Tottenham for so long. It is different, but, Stonesy, Raz, Raheem Sterling, they've all been very welcoming, to me and showing me around, getting to know everyone, so I'm happy and just can't wait to get started, really.
Do you get a sense of it being a new adventure and something can be really achieved here with this group of players?
Yeah, I mean, if you look around the dressing room, it's fantastic, a bunch of players with a lot of talent in there. I left the same, at Tottenham. We gelled well as a team and we did really well, but, it's a new chapter in my career. It's a new test for me, where I've been at somewhere before for 9 years. I'm really looking forward to it and, itching to start, really.
Was it a difficult decision or not?
No, of course. Tottenham put me on the platform to where I am now, so it was a very difficult decision, but, things happen in football. Football's a very strange game and, sometimes, you need to not come out of your comfort zone, but, try something different. And, when the opportunity came, I was going to take it with both hands, and here I am.
And obviously working with a top coach with loads of experience, Pep Guardiola, what has he said to you?
No, I mean, that's a big reason for me coming, because, he's worked with some of the best players in the world and, someone that I admire dearly, Dani Alves. I think that, when he was playing at Barcelona, it was the best time of him and where I learned probably how to play the game at right-back. So if he can pass on some knowledge to me, and what he gave to Dani Alves, then hopefully my career personally can keep going upwards.
Obviously, it's a big compliment that Manchester City wanted you enough to pay a big fee for you. Well, is that price tag a problem? Will that cause you problems, or is it something you just don't think about?
No, it's not. It's out of my hands. It's whatever the two clubs decided to pay. Then that's nothing to do with me. I've just got to concentrate on what got me here. Keep playing the football that I was playing at Tottenham. Keep wanting to learn, keep being enthusiastic, showing the desire on the field to, go and win trophies, which I've came here for, and, to win games, which is the most important thing.
Meantime, Jurgen Klopp has refused to comment on Liverpool's attempts to sign Nabi Keita from Leipzig. Reports suggest Liverpool have had a £66 million bid for the midfielder turned down by the German club. Klopp sidestepped all questions about this.
66 million turned down today.
These are reports coming out of England.
Oh
yeah.
my God, which newspaper?
How much higher are you going to go?
Oh, in Vegas or what? Yeah. So I told you I don't speak about this. Yeah. Oh no, it's not Vegas. What is the other? On the other side of the island in Asia, Macau. Are we in Macau? No. Yeah. Thank you. He likes my answer.
Well, we do keep trying, don't we? We're still waiting for further developments on a player expected to leave Stoke for West Ham. A fee of £24 million agreed, there were reported last night for the winger Marko Arnautovic. We're told he had said goodbye to his teammates. A fee agreed. Still a little bit of work to do before this is a done deal. That said, it would be a big surprise if it didn't now go through. Kurt Zuma, he has been left out of Chelsea's pre-season squads to go on their tour in the Far East. No surprise, because we're expecting an announcement that he will be joining Stoke on a season-long loan. He had a medical with them at the start of the week. On Monday, we're told he spent the last few days finalising a new contract at Chelsea. Keep an eye on Fabian Delph as well, expecting a bit of movement there in terms of that, moving towards being a done deal. Stay with us this evening. Much more on that as we get it. Vito Mannone, he's been due to have his medical at Reading. That's after Sunderland accepted a bid for £2 million. Stay with us. Plenty of deals under discussion with just over 6 weeks to go in this transfer window. The Transfer Centre back here tomorrow. We're live at 11 in the morning and at 7:30 in the evening.
Brian, thanks very much. Plenty coming up on Sky Sports News tonight. Don't forget, we're now on number 409 on your Sky box. Don't forget it, 409.